All right, what's up, family? It's none other than your boy JGiddins, the father. As usual, I want to remind everybody to be positive, optimistic, keep positive people in your circle, baby. I don't celebrate holidays, due to their involvement in the um, dropping of the frequency of the planet. However, I do enjoy and support the positivity, the love and affection that people tend to show around these days, right? So while I don't celebrate something like Christmas, I do support all of the positivity that comes along with it. Reason I say that is because today is what is known as a holiday. I believe, what is it, Memorial Day? I think it is. Um, so I want to start off by saying to everybody, Grand Rising to my followers on YouTube, Grand Rising to my followers on Instagram. um, I want to remind you, I want to remind you to show love to those that are around you. I want to remind you to show love to your family, to those who you consider friends or associates, and to the children, man. I want to first off just make sure. Peace, Grand Rising, Bray. I appreciate you coming through, bro. I want to start off again as usual by just reminding everybody to give peace and love, as my man Bray said, and give positivity to those around you. You know what I mean? Your friends, your family. Remember to say Grand Rising to them every day. Remember not to wake up with an attitude, grumpy on the wrong side of the bed, whether it's a holiday or not. And again, I don't celebrate holidays, especially not pagan holidays. However, I do support the positivity that people tend to show around these days. I don't know why people only do it on those days, but again, that's something you've been conditioned to do. You should treat every day like a holiday. Every day you should wake up and feel like you deserve gifts. Every day you should wake up and feel like those around you deserve gifts. And if you don't feel like those around you deserve gifts, you need to surround yourself with different people. That's just my outlook on it. But what particularly came to my mind this morning was just the treatment of children, man. Like, as y'all know, my page name is JGiddins the Father. My shirt says, what does it say? Black fathers are not unicorns, right? And the reason I'm wearing this shirt, the reason that I got this shirt is just because it's so unfortunate that black fathers are not that common in our communities. You know what I mean? Those of us who grew up in black communities, urban communities, ghettos, hoods. You know what I mean? Whatever you want to call them, black fathers are not really around, and that's because the system is designed to keep them from being around. So we need black fathers who can stand up and speak solidarity and speak power and influence into other men, other men, so that they can be the same father that I wish that I had. You know what I mean? I didn't have my father growing up. I'm sure a lot of men can relate. I'm not saying that to kind of, ask for no pity party or nothing. I'm just making it clear that I definitely understand firsthand what it feels like to not have your father. In addition to not have your father, have a bunch of people sit and talk shit about your father in front of you. You know what I mean? Particularly your mother. So, even down to little shit like looking at you and saying, you look just like your damn father, like, stuff like that. It just gives you a whole negative association with what fathering is. And you sort of separate from it. And then what's crazy is you have a baby or you have a child and they just expect you to be this father. Like, you know what I mean? Nobody ever taught you. There's no manual. You know what I mean? It's not like you have positive associations with fatherhood. So you don't know how to just walk into it and just be a father. You know what I mean? You don't want to say these things, but you know what I mean, because it takes away from your own value for you to say, I don't know how to be a father. That's something hard to face. That's something hard to even speak out on. Like, I don't know how to be a father, but it's real. You know what I mean? And as a man, as a father, as a child who grew up without his father, I can relate to people who feel that way. And I invite those people to reach out to me because I am a wealth of knowledge as it relates to parenting. I promise you. You know what I mean? But again, I wanted to do this live just to remind anybody. I wanted to do this live to raise the frequency and just share positive energy in general. But I wanted to remind people to remember how important your children are, man. Remember how important your children are, and remember that age is nothing but a number. You know what I mean? Quite literally. Age is time is not real. So age, you have to ignore the age of a child and understand that that is a soul, that is a spirit inside that body, inside that vessel, right? So don't always look at them as, some 7 or 8 year old that don't matter. respect to you, Wisdom, for coming in. I appreciate you. You know what I mean? But again, like I said, I just wanted to be that beacon of positivity, that beacon of hope for those who don't have somebody in their life and their surrounding that's speaking out on parenting and on proper parenting and fatherhood. You know what I mean? When you turn on Instagram, when you turn on YouTube, you got somebody shaking their ass, you got somebody doing something stupid, you got somebody flashing money, but you don't necessarily always have somebody saying, treat your kids right. You know what I'm saying? We all been around parents who's sitting there talking to their kids like they ain't shit. And you just sitting there like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, this shit not right, but you like, you feel like it's not your place to say it. All you can do is just kind of be grateful for the fact that you're not their child, and just understand or understand that 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 child is gonna have some problems due to that. And I think at the end of the day, we have to start speaking up on these things, and it starts with you. You know what I mean? Michael Jackson, one of my idols who I looked up to before they took him out, as they do all influential idols, you know what I'm saying? Before they took him out, I looked up to the fact that he said everything starts with the man in the mirror. You know what I mean? If you want something to change, it's crazy for you to be sitting there talking about how you want something to change in the world, you want something to be different, but you're not doing anything to change it yourself. Not only not doing anything, but you're not even displaying the type of characteristics that would lead to people doing that. You feel me? This is how you indirectly support something. So you can be one of those people who's against child abuse, who's against bad parenting, but you got a friend that's a bad parent and you chill with him. You don't say, you know what I mean? You don't say nothing. You like, I mean, hey, he can hoop, you know what I'm saying? He played a game with me. We smoked together, we cool. So, and you just ignore it. But you are aiding and abetting that person's activities. You know what I'm saying? One, because at the end of the day, people are only going to do what they're allowed to do. You know what I mean? Change your point of view, everything, then everything will change. Exactly. You know what? I agree with that perspective as well. If you change your point of view, everything changes, because what's that saying? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. That kind of runs hand in hand with that. That basically means like what is beautiful is determined by the person who's watching it. So what is destructive or what is negative is determined by the person who's watching it. So I got you on that. But if you do maintain a point of view that says that something is bad to you, you need to make sure that you match that frequency with your actions. You know what I'm saying? You can't be against parental abuse or against child abuse, but then have friends that are child abusers. You know what I mean? You have to, well, you can, let me not say you can't, you can, because tons of people do. However, it's not supported to do that. It's not logical to do that if your end goal is to make sure that children are not abused. You know what I'm saying? So anybody who's watching this who may have a child or know somebody who has a child, I ask you to reach out to that person and just try to remind them how important their child is. Try to remind them of the value of their children, and do this in the way that is best to do it, because you don't want to get on somebody's bad side who you could help, and then now you just not in their life no more, or they exclude you. You know what I mean? Some people have particular people that are put in their life to be able to impact them for certain reasons. You know how they say some people are in your life for seasons? You know what I mean? Some people are literally just around you for you to get certain gems and knowledge from them. And if you are that person to somebody, you can ruin your ability to be that person for them by going too hard, by being too extra. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people that I know that are doing things that just aren't the best. You know what I mean? That I want to kind of like let them know, but I know at the same time I will push them away if I do it. So for those who I care about, I keep them within my view, and I help them from the perspective that I can without pushing them away. And those who I don't care that much about, I delete them and block them and get rid of them. See, because energy is everywhere around you, and the people that you surround yourself with are going to draw to you the things that they invite to them. You know what I mean? Everybody from the streets know that. Everybody from the hood know that. Everybody who goes through any kind of trial and tribulation, you don't even necessarily have to be from the streets or urban community to know that. You know that birds of a feather flock together. You know that you invite energies to you based on what you have around you. Even those who grew up in positive environments know that. That's why you surround yourself with people with money. Because if you surround yourself with people with money, money's going to draw to you. Pretty boy Pressure, I appreciate you coming through, whether you stay or not. I just want to share some love with you, send some peace your way, and let you know that you are appreciated. All right, thank you for stopping by. But again, I'm just surmising the importance of sharing positivity with those around us, man, particularly your children. You know what I mean? Because black fathers are not unicorns, and I say that because unicorns have never been seen, right? They're rare sights, and people say this about black fathers, and it's just not. It's just not. It is the case, but it's not necessary. Everything is like my man Bray said in the comments. It's based on your point of view. You know what I'm saying? If you view things as, oh, ain't no such thing as black fathers, then hey, you create in that universe. You know what I mean? I don't view it that way. I view it as there are black fathers who need assistance. There are black fathers who need somebody to speak up. You know what I mean? There are black fathers who need somebody to tell them, you know what I mean? Listen, so the first time I went to a strip club, I never thought about, I know this went way left, right? But I'm going somewhere. The first time I went to a strip club, I never really thought about going to a strip club. It wasn't my thing. I wasn't really into going to a strip club. But I had a homeboy who wanted me to go to the strip club with him, who always talked about going to the strip club, who talked about doing this and that, who talked about how we're going to throw the money, all that kind of stuff. And then I went to a strip club. You know what I'm saying? And then I liked strip clubs for a little while. You know what I'm saying? I would never now, because that's that root chakra. That's that root sacral chakra. That's your lower self. If I was to do something like that, like it would be like some kind of occasion that I can't even imagine, but I wouldn't do it anyway because there's too many spirits around and I'm too familiar with that. But my point of the matter is I was encouraged to do that thing that I never really even thought of doing myself by somebody around me. So maybe the same thing can happen with, being a good father. Maybe there are people who follow me who like, yo, that dude, like he looked like he really loved his kids, man. Like maybe we should be doing that. You know what I mean? The same. There was somebody I was watching, man, who said the bad guys never take a day off, right? So the good guys can. You know what I mean? People who are out here promoting violence, you know what I mean? People who are out here promoting, lustful sex, you know what I mean? I'm not against sex, but lustful sex, meaning sex with no real reasoning behind it other than you bored and you want something to do. All that shit does is deter you from reaching your higher self and understanding your purpose. People who promote those things, they out here on a regular basis on a hunt. They on Instagram posting, you know what I mean, sacral chakra, root chakra type shit. People fighting, pulling out guns on each other. They sharing that kind of shit. They like shit. They making Q&A shit. Would you punch them in their mouth or punch them in their back if you caught your boyfriend cheating on? They post all of this hypothetical shit that fucks with your mind psychologically. And people don't even understand it. They do shit like they say, here's a what they call those things, life hacks. They'll say, here's a life hack where they're showing you something. They like, you can put lemons in the microwave and it'll help clean out your microwave. So you like, oh, that's interesting. But the person who's telling you is a chick with her nipples hanging out and her joint cut off and some little booty shorts on. So it's like the whole time you looking at something that you do want to learn from, it's subliminally enticing you. And you don't really understand it. And a lot of times, or a lot of people don't understand that. And a lot of times they use music because music is seductive, and especially when it's played at certain frequencies, right? 440 hertz in particular, which is the devil's frequency because it can infiltrate your subconscious mind without you knowing. That's how somebody can go onto a post or go online and say Black Power, I support my Black people, Black Lives Matter. But then get in a car and turn on a song that say, fuck these niggas, I'ma kill that nigga, I rob that nigga, he a bitch ass nigga. And they rap that shit and they, yeah. And then they turn around 10 seconds later and they like, yeah, man, this black on black, you know what I'm saying? This violence crazy, man. We gotta come together, you know what I'm saying? And that's because, and it's not even their fault. They don't understand the frequency that music is played on is one that takes the words from you. So you don't really understand it because we are audible beings. You know what I mean? We are beings that operate off of sound. So at the end of the day, once a certain sound hits you, that's all you really feel is the music. That's why as long as the beat is good and everything vibing, you cool. You're not paying attention to what them words saying. And that's what we kind of got to get away with. What's up, Mike? I appreciate you stopping by. I'm just reminding everybody the importance of showing love to each other, man. Not just on holidays, but every day. You know what I'm saying? But back to what I was saying, man. I just want to make sure that we all realize what's going on in the time that we in. I just saw a commercial. It was on I think it was on Instagram. It was a commercial that I saw or it was a story where it was like destruction going on all over the place. It was bombs being shot off, people being, burglarizing stores, riots. It was alien spaceships everywhere. It was just a bunch of chaos. And you got these people walking with some Nikes in their hand, and they just like, damn, this is cool. And they like, everything going crazy. And they like, shit, this outfit dope though. You know what I mean? And it was so symbolic to me of, right, Palestine. But it was so symbolic to me of how lost people are. It's to a point, man. I don't want people to feel like I'm saying don't enjoy yourself, don't enjoy your life. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm saying. We all occupy these vessels to enjoy our life. We all came here. Everybody's soul came from somewhere. Study astrology. It's common sense. We all came here. And I don't think we came here for the purpose of not enjoying yourself. But if you saw somebody in a house, let's say you sitting in your house, it's you and 5 other people, and your house is burning down. You feel me? Like you literally got fires breaking out, electrical fires in the walls and everything, fires breaking out, and people sitting there playing the game. And you like, yo, the house is on fire. And they like, shit, I'm on this level. I got past this level first. And you like, yo, the kitchen is on fire. And they, man, shit, I'm living my best life. I got shit. I'm all right. I got blah, blah, blah. That's what I feel like when I see people post shit and they all, yeah, they all giddy and shit. It's like, yo, what world you live in? Like, because it's not at your front door, it's not your problem. You know what I'm saying? And that goes back to changing things, starting with the man in the mirror. See, you got to understand that you have a voice. You got to understand that you matter. Anybody who looking at me on this live right now, you could also be doing your own live. You got people that follow you that you can say the things that you think, that you feel, because it's important that we all use our voice before we don't have one. You know what I'm saying? Right now, everybody want to have their blinders on and say, I'm minding my business. They ain't got nothing to do with me. They ain't got nothing to do with me. Don't nothing have nothing to do with nobody. You know what I'm saying? And this is how you become like some of those nations that are completely deprived of any kind of morality and any kind of what's the word? Like compassion, man. You know what I'm saying? I saw a video over, I think it was over in like Thailand or China. It was one of those countries over in Asia. And it was a little girl, she got hit by a car in the street. And like people just kept walking. Like they walked over, like they just kept walking like this. Because in China, they're taught to mind your business. They're taught that ain't none of your business, so you keep going, right? Now imagine a society, now to us that might sound a little crazy, like what, somebody get hit by a car, I ain't gonna keep walking. But are you? You know what I'm saying? Are you? When you out and about, you see people disrespecting people and doing shit they ain't got no business, and you mind your business. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm not saying jump into random shit and get your ass whipped now. Don't be street smart. But I'm saying there are scenarios and situations that happen around you that you could positively impact, that you pass up. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying this to anybody particular. So if you're a person that's like, shit, okay, cool, it ain't for you. But for those who know it fit, wear the shoes, man. You know what I mean? Accept accountability for your actions. That's the first thing that I taught my children, my oldest two, when they was 3, 4, 5 years old. I was telling them every time they did something wrong, I wouldn't beat them. I would make them repeat back to me. What do you do when you do something wrong? And they would always say, accept responsibility for your actions, or take responsibility for your actions, something along those lines. And I made sure that they knew that, because resolving issues starts with yourself. You got to stop running. You got to stop running. People run, man, like to the point where there's parents out there that I know of that are not great parents, where I see them come in my live and then they dip out real quick because they scared they might hear something. They might hear something that then forces them to accept accountability for their actions. You know what I'm saying? People don't want to face those things. Like they don't want to. Same thing with religious people that follow that silly book, that believe in some Jesus. They believe a book that was given to them to read during a time that they was punished for learning. Think about that. Where's the fucking logic in that? You follow a book that you were given to read during a time that you were brutalized and beaten and killed if you read anything that helped you. Come on now. We got to wake up. So those people that's in religion, as soon as you start saying anything to them that's not their precious Jesus and their Lord that they put all their power in, which is why they can never control their own life because they giving their power to somebody else. Those people, as soon as you start saying something to them about religion or that got anything to do with it, they run. They run. They won't even be able to sit with. They can't withstand here in 30 seconds if somebody speaks something Hayes Patricky. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but I appreciate you coming through. Anybody that I see pop up and say joined, I want to make sure I send love and positivity to you because you didn't have to click on this live. I know what it's like on Instagram. You got all them bubbles up there. You didn't have to click on JGiddins the Father. You clicked on it. So thank you. I'm sending positivity your way. All right. But again, these people who are religious, who believe in these religions, it's hard for them to hear anything outside of that book. Number one, because you're told specifically that you better not study anything outside of that book. All of the things that specifically will help you understand the reasoning behind why you shouldn't be reading that book are you're told that you better not study them. Specifically astrology, right? And in Leviticus, because I ain't read the book. I know some of the parts of the book just because you got to know your enemy. You know what I'm saying? Your enemy gave you that book. So, you know what I mean? But in Leviticus, it tells you that you cannot study astrology, that you better not study astrology. In fact, because Shakespeare wrote it, it's written in such a thou kind of way. It says, he who studies or thou who studies astrology shall burn with the rest or something like that, right? I tried with it. DJ Shenko 7777777. I don't know if I put enough sevens, but I appreciate you, man. I send love and positivity your way just for coming in here. Tia Lynch said, I love your talks. Listen, I love talking, okay? So we got a win-win going here, baby. We got a WW because I love talking. I can do this all day. Ain't that what Captain America said on that damn fucking Marvel Avengers shit? I love talking. But yeah, man, it's so, you know, I was doing a live yesterday, and by the way, testing to my people over at YouTube. I didn't test my mic out, but I'm assuming y'all can hear me. If not, let me know. But you know, I did a live yesterday with I love you too, Chinidu. I love you too. I don't even know who you are, but I know you are a soul occupying a vessel. We might have known each other before we decided to come here. I don't know, but I love you too. Sending positive vibes your way. You know, but what was I saying, bro? Wait, I lost track of what I was saying, man. All this positive energy y'all giving me, man. I'm taking it all in, man. Yeah, Christians are ignorant, man. I mean, listen, I wouldn't isolate it to just Christians. You know what I mean? I think religious people in general are ignorant. You know, religion is a tool designed to control a mass of people, right? Now, I don't think that religion is completely bad or wrong, right? Because some people are such bad people that they need somebody to give them something to fear to be good people. You know what I mean? Like some people need a set of rules because otherwise they just go fucking crazy. And that's because that's how I be forgetting sometimes when I'm helping people remember, right? You know, but some people need guidelines and some people need to be controlled. You know what I mean? But me personally, I disagree. I've always disagreed since I was a youngin', since a child. I always disagreed with religion because I've always felt that all the answers are in you. You know what I mean? And I still feel that way. I mean, I'm way more woke now and I know more about the universe, our surroundings. I know too much now to even entertain religion. However, when I did entertain something on that level, I believe that everything was inside of you because, you know, when we just follow common sense, man, when you pinch yourself, it hurts, right? Tells you to stop. You're like, oh, that hurts. So you stop, right? When you go to take something that's not yours, your soul tell you that shit wrong. You can feel it. Like when you go to steal something, you feel that that's wrong inside. Nobody got to tell you that. If you go to touch a little kid wrong or beat a little kid inappropriately or do something wrong to a child, something in your soul tells you that's wrong. You know what I mean? Like nobody has to tell you not to do certain things. If you're with somebody in a relationship and you're going behind their back telling somebody else that you love them while you lying to them, your soul feel that's wrong. You don't need a goddamn book to tell you that. What kind of silly person needs a book to tell them thing? You know what I mean? I feel like if you are a person who needs religion, I don't want you around me because honestly, that means that you look outside of yourself for value. And that means I can't really trust you. I can only trust what that book telling you to do. So how do I know you're not a bad person? Because you just being the person that the book told you to be. You just being what you believe you got to be for this book. Even if you believe in heaven and you are a good Christian, I still don't know who you are because you just being who you was told to be by that book. And you just doing right, quote unquote, because you don't want to risk going to hell. Now, what kind of shit is that? You telling me that you won't touch my little kids because you fear going to hell. Not because you know what's wrong, not because your soul tells you it's wrong, or because you ain't that kind of person, but because you read it in a book and the book said don't do it. See, that concerns me, because now I can't even let you around me until I fully read this book that you follow, so I can figure out what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. And how can a book dictate to you the soul that you have and the person that you are? The holistic homegirl. First off, I want to send positive vibes your way and tell you I love you for coming by and stopping by. I appreciate you. Anybody who come to my live, I want to send positive vibes your way, okay? And I want you to come back in the future. Anytime that I'm doing a live, this is an interactive show, by the way. So I said show, I'm not a show. But look, this is an interactive platform. I invite anybody to comment to me, say anything to me. Let me know what you want to talk about. If it's any questions or anything anybody have, man. Because I just get on here and I let the universe speak through me. You know what I'm saying? When I wake up in the morning, I have thoughts in my mind of things. I find myself in the mirror. I might go to the bathroom and I'm in the mirror, washing my hands, talking to myself in the mirror, giving lessons. And you know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, people need to hear this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I am my own teacher. You understand what I mean? Like the me that is occupying this vessel right now takes tips from my soul inside of me, which travels the astral plane when we're resting, which comes about when we meditate and clear our mind. You know, that actual being that we are, I'm in communication with. So a lot of times when I'm doing these speeches, if you will, or when I'm doing these lives and I'm speaking from my heart chakra, my heart chakra is wide open. Got my aventurine gem on too, which is the gem of the heart chakra. But you know what I mean? Everything that I speak comes from my heart, man, and it just flows out. Like it's not even, you know what I mean? I don't be knowing what I'm gonna say, but I just want to make sure that either way I inspire somebody, even if it inspires somebody else to do their own life or to speak on something that they want to speak on. Because a lot of times, like Bray said earlier, you need motivation. You need somebody to just give you that push. Sometimes you just need to hear somebody say it. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. So, like that happens to me a lot of times. Like I was doing I think I was about to say this earlier. I was doing a live yesterday with Black Aliens XYZ, I think is his name. I don't know if you guys follow him or not, but I was doing a live with them, man. We had like a little bit over 100 people in there, man, and it was beautiful, man. Like I got to talk to a lot of people. We were discussing religion and discussing just spirituality, just discussing current events, all of the stuff that's taking place right now. Oh, you was in there, Tia Lynch? Is that where you came from? Okay. I see now. So if you was in that live, okay. If you was in that live, then you know enough, you know what I mean? You know enough about me as it is. But there's so much more, man. Like the person that you see before you is who I became in the last maybe 4 months or so. The person that I was prior to who I am now, or the consciousness that took place in my mind on the forefront, took priority. The priority or the consciousness that was prioritized maybe 4 months ago, 6 months ago, who was still eating meat and still putting all of that stuff in my body that's keeping me from reaching my higher self. I still was righteous. You know, sometimes I go back and I look at some of my stuff, and I've always said in the beginning of my videos, and you guys probably know this if you watch me, what's up, guys? It's none other than your boy, JGiddins, the father. Please remember to be positive, optimistic, and keep positive people in your circle, as those 3 things are key to ensuring positivity is invited in your future. Now, I shortened it down, but that's what I always said. And I've been saying that for at least 8 years or so, you know what I mean? Because I've always felt like I was in control of my destiny, you know? Like, even when I did believe in a God outside of myself, when I did hand my power over to another entity that I've never seen or heard from, when I did live that type of life, I still believed that I could do anything I wanted to do, and God got me. I had a close friend of mine named D-Man. Anybody who knew me knew D-Man. We was like this. Every day we was together, just about a couple years back. But, you know, I had a friend of mine where every time we would have a problem, like something could come up where we're about to have something bad happen, And then, I mean, we're about to have something good happen, and then something bad happens, like right at that time. Like we could be about to go somewhere, and then we just get a flat tire, or like something bad would just happen to us, and we would literally just sit, look at each other, and look in the sky, and just say, "God got me." You know what I mean? I would be like, it don't even matter. God got me. Like if I got to get out and just walk, God got me. Something's gonna happen. But that was my phrase, God got me. Now I know I was that God. You know what I'm saying? And now I take ownership and control of my own universe. Now I understand or understand that the things I speak come into fruition. Once you take a certain accountability over your life, and you accept accountability for your actions, then you can do those kind of things. See, people who are religious are, or people who put their power in other entities that they've never seen or heard from, those people are a lot of times being lazy, you know, or trying to dodge and avoid accountability and responsibility. Same thing for people who work. And that's the reason Rock Bokus, I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but I want to thank you for stopping by, and I send positivity and love your way, okay? I appreciate every single person who come into my live, point blank period. Whether you come in, leave, or don't stay, whatever, I want you to know that your presence was felt and it was appreciated. I'm consuming that positive energy from you, whether you want me to or not, okay? But what I'm saying is, back to what I was saying, you know, those who put their power in others can't control their own universe because they don't accept accountability for their own actions. I was about to go into work and how the reason why it's so easy for people to work, to get up every day and work a 9 to 5, even though you can't stand it. Like I was a person, I worked a 9 to 5. I worked at Verizon for about 8 years. You know what I'm saying? Before that, I worked at another call center for about 3 years. I dedicated my life to the health field for about 4 years. Like I've done that. I was a biller and coder. I've done things, and I was never happy with my life. Never was I happy. Like I would get up, go to work. First of all, I hated the fact that I spent 8 hours away from my children. There's nothing more precious than children. There's nothing more precious than children. To leave them, no. So, but the reason that people can do these things is because it absolves you of any accountability. See, when you work, all you got to do is show up to a place and do what you're told. And that's it. You don't have any responsibilities. You don't have any, it's not your fault if something goes wrong. You know, if you work in a call center and you go to, because I've done 13 plus years in a call center. If you work in a call center and you come in and the phones are down, what you do? You chilling. Shit, it ain't my fault the phone down. Shit, the boss man figured this shit out. Shit, I'm still getting my paycheck Friday. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to take that responsibility and just put it in somebody else's hands, even though they fool you into believing you have power because you're working, right? Everybody tell you that. That's what society teaches you. You got to work hard if you want to get something. Work, work, work. If you don't work, you're nothing, blah, blah, blah. People who work are some of the most unaccountable, lazy people ever. And I'm not saying every person that works. Obviously, I worked and I don't consider myself those things. However, a lot of people who just work and promote the whole working thing and down people who don't work hard, those people are people who are dodging accountability. Those are the same people who get off work and go home and put their hands on their wife. Those are the same people who can't tell you their children's favorite color, right? And to me, you're a clown to me. I don't care about your job. I don't care about you. Oh, I make $100,000 a year. Okay, but you don't know your child's favorite color. You can't tell me your child's favorite ice cream, but you make $80,000 a year. You got a nice car, right? If I ask your child who would they rather be with, you or the other parent, they're going to say the other parent because you always at work, but you feel proud of yourself. How? See, and the thing about it is, this is where your values aligning comes into play. Wisdom said they low-key miserable. They definitely low-key miserable. I was low-key miserable. I can't even say it was low-key. It was high-key because I was coming into work every day, man. I was working at Verizon. When I was working at Verizon, I was making $22 an hour or 21 point something an hour, right? So I'm making decent money. I'm getting every February. People who have worked for Verizon Wireless, they get a bonus. Don't let them tell you they ain't got no money in February. You hear me? They get a bonus in February, and that bonus is anywhere from $5,000 to $6,000 or more. They might have changed it. I don't know. I haven't worked there in a while, but the point is, I was getting $5,000-$6,000 checks every February, and then I was making, you know what I'm saying, my checks was $1,500 plus and everything. And to some people, they might be like, whatever, there ain't no money. But to me, you know what I'm saying, 21 years old, making that kind of money, I was balling to me, right? But every single day, man, I was like, fuck this job, man. Like, I was at work all day, like, why I gotta be here? Hazel Elohim. First of all, I want to send positive vibes your way. I want to thank you for coming into my live. I know what IG looked like with all them bubbles at the top. I appreciate you coming into mine, okay? I want to send love and positivity your way, and I want to extract love from you as you come in, okay? You can't hear. Oh, I don't like that. You can't hear. Can anybody else hear? Drop some 9s or some 6s if you can hear from me so I can make sure that everybody else can hear. And try to exit out and come back in for me if you don't mind, Hazel. Because I want to make sure that you can. I want to make sure that you can hear what I'm saying. I want to make sure everybody else can hear too. But you know, again, I was talking about. Okay. Chinedu says they can hear. All right. Tia Lynch can hear. So look, Hazel, do me a favor. Just exit out and come back in if you don't mind, so we can make sure that you hear me too. All right. But again, as I was saying, man, when it comes to the working, man, like when I was working, I would wake up and just be pissed off. Like, I don't even know why. I would just wake up and just be mad, you know? And like, since I stopped, you know, working at, like, I was working at Verizon. And here's another thing. This is how they checkmate you, right? When you get it, and this is the same position that people that are in Congress, the Senate, political positions of power, this is the reason why they checkmate it. See, what happens is they put you in a position where you making so much money you can't stop. Same thing with entertainers. You know, they get rich and then they buy this mansion that costs them $20,000 a month. When you paying $20,000 a month, you can't stop. You can't take a look at morality and try to make conscious decisions about what's best for the planet. All you can do is just make sure you're getting that money, getting that bag. And the only thing you can do is promote everybody else getting that bag, so that the fact that all you doing with your life is getting that bag don't look so bad. You know what I mean? So it's like you checkmated. So when I was working at the job I was working at, Verizon Wireless, which I have no problem saying because I did appreciate the job. It's just, you know, it wasn't my thing. But when I was working at that job, I was making so much, you know, I had my nice little BMW I was driving, you know what I'm saying? My rent was $1,100, you know what I mean? I was in a position where I couldn't stop working. And the crazy thing is, I got fired one day, right? Well, I didn't get fired, but let me just say I got set up and put in a position to be fired. I worked there for 7 years and never had a write-up, never had a complaint, never had those things. And then all of a sudden one day, something happened, right? Now, this was before I was awakened and understood the way the universe will control you, right? I'm gonna get back to that in a second, because 2 people just joined, and that's Leaf Love 9 and Cornelli Just Pilvenus. Listen, I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but listen, I'm sending positive energy both of y'all way. I want to send love and positivity to y'all, and I'm extracting any positivity that you give me in these comments or that I pull off of your name that I just read. I see 9 and Leaf Love. We all know that 9 is the highest number, right? Because 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus, listen, we all know that 9 is the highest number, because all those numbers 1 through 8 added up equals 36. 3 plus 6 is 9, right? So I appreciate you stopping by and just reminding me of that. But anyways, I got to stop getting off track so much, man. I think I was talking about, I was talking about how the universe took my job from me, man. Peace reflection. The universe took my job from me. Literally. Like I was so obsessed and surrounded by this job. Everything that I did required that job to do, and that job kept me from doing things I wanted to do. So I wanted to be a music artist. You know what I mean? I wanted to put music out, but I couldn't put music out because I was always at work, and me being at work made me so tired that I couldn't do other things I wanted to do when I left work. So it was like I was working just so that I could go home to get enough rest to go work again. Like, you know what I mean? It was like an endless cycle. And then when you have certain things that you start to value and you prioritize over other things, it becomes a constant cycle, constantly, consciously one. Thank you so much for stopping by. I want to send love and positivity your way, and I'm gonna go ahead and extract any positive. Look at that. Hey, sweetheart. Then drop the positivity already. Boom. Receive my aventurine gem. Is sucking that in. We absorbing that, transmuting that energy, baby. Now, when I was in the position where I was working constantly and just recycling myself, I got to the point where my values changed. So instead of me valuing love, respect, morality, compassion, instead of those things mattering to me, I was valuing things like money, ass, titties, you know what I mean? Cars. Like I was so the things I wanted to do changed. The people I was around changed. That was around the time that I told you, I mentioned earlier about the strip club, about how I never went to the strip club, never really wanted to go to the strip club. But one of the people that I was hanging around who had money introduced me to that, and I started doing that. That's why me being a father, coming on here and speaking fatherhood and practicing good fathering practices, I feel is going to rub off on some father out there. Or even if it doesn't rub off on a father, it'll at least rub somebody the right way to make them say something to somebody, or maybe they'll share the video with somebody. I don't know. If even one male out there, if one man out there becomes a better father behind me, I saved a child's life in many ways, because the decisions that you make as adults are just, I always like to say that adults are just children who got older, right? So if you're 30, you're just a 10-year-old 20 years later, right? And we all know time not real anyway, and ages, you know what I mean? But we're under this spell. We got to live by this. So for those who do know that, but I'm just speaking in this third density, right? So if you're 30 years of Gregorian calendar age, which was made up by the Greeks for you to follow a couple hundred years ago, if you are 30 years of age, that means you just been here 20 years longer, but it doesn't change the spirit inside of you. What changes the spirit inside of you are the experiences and the interactions that you have. That's why I believe in the statement, age ain't nothing but a number. You know what I mean? This whole thing about you can't, you got to be 18 years old to have sex, right? That goes both ways, right? I done met some 22, 23-year-olds who are not prepared for sex. They don't need to be doing that because they not spiritually ready. They not mentally ready. And I've met a 17-year-old who was beyond the maturity of that 22-year-old, because the experiences that you go through in life are what shape your mind and your spirituality inside your vessel, right? So you can meet a 16, 17-year-old who's taking care of 2-3 kids, got a job, paying their bills, raising their children correctly, speaking properly. And when I say speaking properly, I don't mean using big words and speaking the English language correctly. I mean saying, hey, don't do that. Don't touch that. That's wrong. You shouldn't do this. You can meet somebody who's 16, 17 who's doing that, and then turn around and meet somebody who's 26, 27 who's telling you, yeah, do that, girl, do this, do that, and all the dumb shit. So I'm not really for age determining a person's value or a person's level of maturity. Starseed Crystal 777, I appreciate you. I send love and positivity your way, and I extract any positivity from you that I can get. So far, you done came in here with 3 sevens. We all know the power of numerology, right? So the 3 sevens indicates the number 3, and I appreciate you for that. As I do Constantly Consciously 1, who did the love, 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 right? In addition to the hey, sweetheart. Listen, if I can make an image of what Constantly Consciously 1 did, it would be like a big jug of like love being poured on the top of my head like this, because that's what she did when she came in here. Or he, my apologies, let me make sure. Yeah, she. He wouldn't call me a sweetheart. My apologies. So thank you so much. I value you as well, sister. I value you as well. So again, we just in here just to kind of recap what I went over for those who joined later. The whole point of me doing this live, because I don't, as many of you probably don't too, I don't celebrate holidays. You know what I mean? And that's just because of my awareness of what they perpetuate and what they support in terms of negativity. But I wanted to make sure that I got on here and express some positivity and reminded people who need that reminder. We got 9 people in here. We know the power of numerology. Mo's that, what is that? Most hated guy 313. Most hated guy, peace and love to you. I was about to say the same thing to you. Look at you jumping the gun. Most hated guy 313. I want to send peace and love and positivity your way, baby. Look, I do this because I don't know if y'all follow Ralph Smart, but Ralph Smart was the second mentor of mine that I came across in my spiritual journey. And Peace, infinite waters. That thing subliminally is subconsciously in my mind. So when I'm sending people love, I'm sending positivity your way, and I'm extracting any positivity I can from you, most hated guy 313. Okay. I don't like that you're the most hated guy and that you speaking that into your existence. However, you know what I'm saying? I get that there's probably a meaning I'm unfamiliar with in that name. But like I said, I want to remind everybody to make sure to send positivity and love to children, man. That's the reason that I made this JGiddins the Father page. Sometimes during my course of spirituality and all of the things that I, come across in my lifetime, I tend to, especially online, I tend to stray away from what my original purpose was. Diving deep once again. Yes. Infinite waters. Yeah. So I tend to stray away from my original purpose. And the original purpose of this page was to create better fathers. The original purpose of this page was to be that guy that everybody's saying don't exist, right? I fought for 4 years to obtain custody of my daughters. 4 years self-representing myself, 2 of which they were kept from me, and I had to kind of sneak and see them at school and shit like that. So I fought through battles. I mean, I'm talking about I was in the hospital in the behavioral unit, possibly, you know what I mean, having suicidal thoughts. I was at work at my desk, breaking down, crying, literally like just crying to the point where coworkers coming over to me like, Gerald, are you okay? What's going on, Gerald? I'm like, I just can't. Like, and I'm just crying all over my desk. And even when I tried to stop crying, because I was like, I'm a man, I ain't about to cry. I ain't about to cry. Like, I just kept crying, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, why am I crying? And it was because my soul was hurting. My soul was hurting, man. I don't want to go back to that because it's starting to give me memories, man. But my soul was hurting because I missed my daughters, man. And there's so many guys out here like that. But them guys, they not crying at a computer keyboard. They robbing niggas. They out there shooting niggas. They out there beating niggas up because they mad. And I know what they feel. And that's why I'm saying we gotta show that there's a different way to deal with it, because these guys know in their heart and their soul that they need to be there for them kids, but they don't know how to. They never had nobody tell them. They never had nobody teach them. Majority of the guys that's out here being piece of shit baby daddies, or if you will, deadbeat dads, they don't have a father. Who the fuck you think gonna teach them the stuff that you think they supposed to know? You sitting there mad at them. Oh, you ain't doing this for your child. You ain't doing that for your child. Where they learning that at? Because you yelling it at them and telling them they ain't shit that's supposed to teach them. We all know that don't teach you. You know what I'm saying? So what has to happen is, and they can receive the message a lot better from another male, another man, another masculine force of energy, because that drops the guard a little bit, right? That drops the guard, because a lot of times when you're a female, immediately when you're a woman, when you're a goddess and you're speaking to a man, there's certain subconscious ideologies that we have before you even start talking, right? And we all do that. We're all prejudiced, which just means to prejudge. We all prejudge things. If a woman says something to me versus a guy saying it to me, this happened earlier in the comments when I consciously said, hey, sweetheart. And I said, oh, snap, a guy wouldn't have said that to me. See, how do I know a guy wouldn't have said that to me? That's prejudice. That's me prejudging based on my previous experiences with males. Previously, males have not said to me, hey, sweetheart. So I wouldn't expect it, right? So everything that you do is based on the experiences you've had. So when a woman is talking to a man, all the words she's saying, he's automatically, kind of judging based on his previous experiences. Raven, a new 27. I want to send you positive energy, positive vibes. We got 9 people in the live. We know the power of the 9. I gotta point that out every time. 9 is the highest number. Numerology, baby. I send positivity and peace your way, and I extract any positivity that you give me during this live. If you comment anything, I want you to know right now, I'm dissecting it. And I'm getting whatever positive energy out of it that I can. If it's negative, I'm transmuting it, and I'm still taking positive energy from it. So you are appreciated regardless, right? But at the end of the day, we just gotta really come in tune, or fathers more so have to stay in tune with your purpose. One thing I want to also let our women, our goddesses know is that you have to understand the power that you have. Kali talks about this. I'm pretty sure most of the people who's in here might know who Kali is, Kali Amunra. He talks about this a lot. But the power that you have as a goddess, as a woman over a man is tremendous, tremendous. And you have to understand that. The things you say have power. Now, see, I understand that women selectively understand this superpower, right? So when you get into an argument and they say your dick little, or they say you ain't got no stroke game, or they say that's why you can't do this, that's why you can say that, that's when they're tremendously understanding that power, right? But you have to also understand that that same power you have to tell a man he got a little dick and crush him is the same power you have to tell him that he's a king, that he's a god, that he can accomplish anything he wants to, and that man gonna go do whatever he want to do, whatever he want to do. First of all, we got Miss Dia Mora, Miss D.A. Mora. Listen, I don't know if it's D.E.A. Mora, because we know that our body contains deoxyetheric acid, or if it's Miss Dia Mora. But either way, we friends, and you already know that, regardless. So I appreciate you. I send peace and love and positive energy your way, right? To Raven, thanks, bro, and sending positivity and peace your way. Also, seeing, listen, Raven then sent positive energy to me and to y'all. If that ain't infectious, I don't know what is, huh? It's like, but no, like, honestly, when it comes, like I was saying, when it comes to our goddesses, to our women, they, oh, you never heard deoxyetheric acid? Yeah. But look, that threw me off a little bit. But look, I just want to re-emphasize again the power that our women, that our goddesses have. And I want to make sure you know that power. You know what I mean? You have the power to crush a man or build a man. If instead of a lot of those baby mamas, whenever you have, see, this is so deep, bro. Like, seriously, when you have baby daddies and baby mama, baby daddy, baby mama drama, that's by design. That can't happen naturally. That can't happen naturally, because the love that we have inside of us as protectors, as men, which y'all created us to be, is innately in us. That has to be destroyed and taken from you. Any guy that's a deadbeat dad, something made him that way. I guarantee you. No man wants to be a piece of shit. No man wants to be viewed as a piece of shit. The only way that you can accept that is for your values to go out of alignment with what being a piece of shit is, right? So when you get to a point where having a lot of bitches and having nice cars and clothes and money is your value, then your baby mama can't tell you you're a piece of shit because you ain't raising your kids, because you don't value that. So she could tell you all day you ain't shit. People could make posts about you online. He ain't shit, girl, blah, blah, blah. And they always wonder to themselves, I make posts and put this nigga on blast all day. How come he don't change? Because the nigga not feeling what you saying. Like, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, you calling him a piece of shit, that don't resonate with him. That's like me calling a skinny girl fat. That don't resonate with you. You know what I mean? But if your value is in your family and somebody, see, if somebody told me that I was ugly, I don't give a shit. My value is not in this avatar, in this vessel. This shit could burn or something. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? This is not me. I'm in here. You know what I'm saying? If somebody tell me my car is ugly, okay, I don't give a shit about the car, right? If somebody tell me I'm a bad father, bro, I can't sleep. I can't sleep. We fighting over that. We fighting over that. Flat out. We fighting over that. Now you can tell me whatever else you want to tell me. You tell me I'm not a good man to my woman, we fighting over that. We fighting over that. You tell me I don't make my woman happy, we fighting over that. Flat out. I don't care who you are. I don't care if it was God. We fighting over that. Because I'm going to show you that you don't know the inner me. But if you tell me shit like I'm broke, I ain't got no money. This the shit my baby mother say to me. And I don't want to bring her up because that's attracting negative energy. She got all kind of demons and spirits in her. But I'm just gonna bring it up for the reference. You know what I mean? My baby mother say shit all the time, like, you ain't shit. you're a broke ass nigga. You ain't got this, you ain't got that. Look at your shoes. Say that shit to my daughters and all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? But see, I've taught my daughters to understand the true value of a man. And this is why when they're around her, they texting me like, mommy this, mommy, you know what I'm saying? And I got to keep them, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know, it's really about what your understanding of your own value is. And this is why it's important to understand that you are a God, right? Because a lot of people, that scares them, like to say those words, because they've been taught their whole, you know, like I said in that live yesterday with aliens XYZ, when I was in that live, I was saying, you know, when you give your power to somebody else by believing that there is another entity controlling your life, because you are a God and you control your universe, that becomes so. People don't even understand that. They don't understand that sometimes when they praise glory, give glory to God, all that bullshit. You know, I grew up in the church, all that, you know, they, I'm giving all their power to this God. Sometimes things may happen for them, but that's because they're so powerful that their belief that there's a power doing something for them does something for them. That's how powerful it is. See, but you can't control it when you do it that way. You know what I mean? When you do it that way, it's based upon the preset determinations of the denomination or entity you're giving your power to, right? So if you're giving your power to a demon, to the devil, you're worshiping a demon saying, hail Satan, or whatever you want to say. Satan, a bitch ass nigga. But you saying hail Satan or whatever. You may experience some things that are out of this world. You know what I mean? You may be able to do some things that are out of this world, but those things will be negative because the entity that you're giving that power to has preset rules with them, right? That are only going to do certain things. That's the same way if like a man was a rapist and you get with this man and you telling him, here, beautiful man, he can do anything he want to do. He's going to be able to do those things because of the power you giving him. But the things he going to do ain't going to be the things you think he's going to do, right? So we have to reclaim our power. Star C, first of all, I am reading the comments and I've been reading every single one of the comments and I appreciate the love. I told y'all that I'm extracting positivity from y'all. I want you to know if I had a jar over here, look, let's take this jar. Who knows what goes in this? Anyway, listen, I'm taking y'all energy and I'm extracting it, I'm putting it in there. So let me just, she said that shit hit different. We need more rainbows like you. I appreciate that, Star C. You clearly are one. What can I find out about my date of birth? You said something about it yesterday, Tia Lynch. So yeah, so there's a couple different, there's two main things that you can do. Number one is obviously find out like your sign, you know, that's number one. But then the more important one is to find out where the star system was aligned at the time that you were born, right? And that will help you understand which planet you came from. You can look at, there's charts. I forget the name of the site. I'll get with you and get it to you if you inbox me or something and get it to you, because there's a site, you can Google it and look up the astrology map. And what it'll do is ask you for the date you were born and a specific time. You need the time. I was born at 9:47 a.m. You need a specific time. And the reason being is because there's two kind of signs, right? There's a sign that's your sign that just shows what star system you came from. So, you know, that's what determines what you are. Like I'm a Libra, right? But there's also a change every 2 hours based on the circulation of the galaxy, right? So that's why you have also a rising sign. And you have a moon sign too, but I don't follow moon signs because of my knowledge of the moon and where it comes from. And I don't follow a moon sign. But the rising sign determines where the galaxy was at the time that you actually entered the universe, right? So when you were given birth to. So if you were given birth, it goes from like 8 to 10, 10 to 12, 12 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, like that, right? So if you were born, I was born at 9:47. So between 8 and 10, Sagittarius was in the rise, right? Now I don't have a whole like heap of knowledge on this stuff. I researched it enough to figure out what I need to find out about me and move forward. You know what I mean? Because I'm not teaching that, because you know what I mean? Anybody who's interested enough will find out, as you are right now, right? You know, the universe will make sure that you're propelled into the direction you need to go when you need to go, right? So I'm pretty sure it'll come to you. But look up your rising sign, and you can look up your moon sign if you like to. I mean, the moon is real; it just doesn't belong in this dimension. But you can look up those things, because it did have its place when you were born. You know what I mean? And that'll tell you where the stars were aligned at that time. And your so for instance, my rising sign is a Sagittarius. So the rising sign, at least the way astrologists and those who study astrology explain it, the rising sign determines the way people see you, right? Because when you were created, everything, and this goes back to, you have to have a full understanding of the universe and the way things work, magnetism, atoms, protons, electrons, neutrons. You know, when you came into fruition, there was a certain aura that was being sprinkled down in this atmosphere, right? So at the time that you came in, let's use me, at the time that I came in at 947, Sagittarius crystals were being sprinkled down from the atmosphere. And that stardust, as they call it, comes from planets hitting each other's magnetic field and sprinkling down dust from each planet, because each planet has its own, there's life on all planets, right? And there's beings on all planets. I'm not going to name them and go into stuff like that, but they all have their own, these words, man. They all have their own like attributes, if you will, right? So like, you know, to give one, Venus, right? I'll just give one, Venus. Venus is occupied by a species called the Venusians, right? The Venusians are a male species, contrary to what they told you, which is that women are from Venus, right? Venus is my star planet. So Venus is actually the planet that governs my astrological existence. And Venusians are there. They are loving, caring beings, right? Libras possess heart chakras, which are extensively endowed in the realm of love, right? So typically, if you're a Libra like myself, let me boop, boop, right? If you're a Libra, you feel me? What tends to happen, it's like, no, but what typically happens when you're a Libra is once somebody loves you, they love you. You hear me? Like, because, and I mean both ways. So if you're a Libra and you love somebody, you love like nobody else. You love like nobody else. And I can tell you that as a Libra, you love like nobody else. If you're a Libra, and if you're being loved by a Libra, you will be in love with that Libra like nobody else. If you don't believe me, ask somebody who messed with a Libra. You will love that Libra. Now, they may do things, unfortunately, that fuck it up. I mean, just to say the least, because everything is designed. Pocahontas, first off, sending peace, positivity, and love your way for coming in here, okay? Everybody that come in here, I want you to know I'm sending positive vibes your way, and I'm extracting any positivity from you I can get. And you're going to hear this every time somebody come in. For the 7 people who in here, my bad. You know, you're going to have to hear this again, because I know y'all all heard it. But everybody deserves the same love that you got when you came in here, baby. But look, you know, the effects of your sign can be like led astray throughout your life. Not can be, will be, because it's designed that way. Because those who designed this matrix that we live in are masters of what I'm telling you right now. I mean, masters. I mean, to the point where, you know, obviously they know you coming before you come, right? This was the 12 wise men in the Bible, right? Astrology, the 12 signs. So, you know what I mean? What it was, or the 12 zodiacs, what it was them predicting the stars and predicting what was going to happen based on where the stars were. And this is why they tell you never to study astrology if you are in religion, because astrology takes religion, puts it on the ground, and takes a shit on it, right? Astrology takes religion and punches it dead in the goddamn face. So, religion fears astrology. Like, please, it's like fire and water. Like, you don't want those two things. Water Thobi, I don't know if I pronounced that right, but whether I did or not, I'm extracting positive energy from you, and I'm sending positive energy, peace, and love your way, okay? For everybody that come in, I'm making sure that they hear those words, whether you hear anything else or not. But yeah, studying astrology will really help you also with understanding like certain people that are around you, understanding why certain things happen to you. You know what I mean? Like, it's to a point where you'll literally be able to read people based on their sign. Like, if I was ever to meet somebody and I'm determining whether or not I want to be with them, you know what I mean? It would be based on their sign, not specifically based on their sign, but their sign would definitely play a major role in that. You know what I mean? YWP Mize, I don't know if they left already, because some people come in and then they leave right back out. But YWP Mize, I'm letting you know I'm sending positive energy your way, peace and love your way. If you are watching and hearing this right now, positive energy is emanating from me as I say this to you. And also, I'm extracting positivity from you with anything that you comment and anything that you say, okay? If it's negative, I'm transmuting it and making it positive. Now, Tia Lynch says she's tuned in fully. Yeah, I'm with you. You got to stay tuned in. I don't know if you meant to me or to the cosmos, but either way, be tuned into it all, because we are one and we are all the same. There is no difference between me and you, this phone, this wall behind me, this laptop in front of me. There's no difference between any of it. We're all just existing as vibrations. That's why, as I was mentioning in the live, everything has a frequency. You can look up the frequency of anything, and it has a frequency, because frequency is a measurement of sound, which is hertz. When you create something, it's atoms banging up against each other, making sound. That's where frequency comes from. And the frequency of that thing is determined based on, let me not go that far, because I don't truly know what the frequency of something is determined by, but I do know what the outcome of certain frequencies are. And low frequencies are going to typically end in negative things. Now, I don't believe in good and bad, if you will. I just believe in decisions that are made. There are some decisions that are made that lead to negative things, and there's some decisions that are made that lead to positive based on your perspective. As my man Bray said earlier, it's all in the eye of the beholder, point of view. Lolly flop. Lolly flop. First of all, laughing is one of the quickest ways to raise your frequency. I want to send positive energy to you and peace and love to you, Lolly Flop, for coming into my live. I told everybody this who came in here. I'm sending positive energy your way, and I'm extracting it from you. What's the frequency of love? Is there one? Yeah. I don't know the frequency of love. I know the frequency of the heart chakra, which governs love. But I can find out for you in about a couple seconds. Hold on for a second. So love correlates with the frequency of the heart chakra. Well, okay. Love is 528 hertz. Okay. The heart chakra is, I got a bunch of these sheets. Hold on, guys. Where's this? All right. I got a bunch of these that I just print out and I hang them up around my house. I put some in my daughter's room. I keep one in my room, in my living room, so you can keep these. But as we see, right, I don't know if this is backwards for y'all. 639 hertz is where the heart chakra operates, right? 528 hertz is the frequency for love, right? So if you go into YouTube and you type in 528 hertz frequency, or you can go like to Spotify or to some digital streaming platforms and type in 528 hertz, and you might can find music that people make to that hertz, because that's a secret to get into people. You know what I mean? If you listen to music that's operating at 528 hertz, it's gonna, affect you a little bit differently, right? And that's why the standard for the industry is 440 hertz, because that runs concurrent with the devil's frequency, which makes your consciousness susceptible to intrusion. But 639 hertz is the hertz for the heart chakra. The reason I'm thinking that 528 hertz is love is because that is the epitome of the solar plexus, right? And your solar plexus is your soul, hence solar plexus, right? So 528 probably is the direct way to intrude a person's soul, which is essentially what love is, right? And love is more powerful than anything. Love will make you kill a person and be okay with it. Love will make you save a person's life and be okay with it. Love will make you kill yourself and be okay with it. Love is the ultimate way to express oneself and to intrude on one's existence. Just like water, negative produce shattered crystals, and positive frequencies produce beautiful crystal forms. Exactly. Constantly conscious. You want to be in the live? I got you. Anybody who want to be invited onto the live, come on now. That's like us being in a room and me ignoring you, not talking to you. Come on now. Of course you can come in. Only way you can is if I can't get you in for some reason, but I think I put you in. What's up? You there? Constantly conscious. I got you here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
What you were saying about the 528.
Mm-hmm.
When you actually go on YouTube and you play the 528 frequency, it's not a good frequency. It actually hurts.
I got it in front of me.
When you enjoy presentations, it's sending everybody, telling them, okay, get 528 love in frequency, but actually when you actually listen to it, not very good at all.
Okay. What I would say is I'll be honest with you. I go to sleep every night to different frequencies, right? Depending on what.
Never ever the 528 frequency. I nearly killed everybody in my place.
Really?
Really?
Oh.
Really?
That is okay.
I've been talking on about it for like 5 years. 528 hertz with frequency therapy, all of it, and I've always thought that the 528 was a good frequency. It's like, I don't know. It's like a scary thing. But
bear with me for a second.
You truly give it like 30 seconds.
So immediately I can kind of sense what you mean. Yeah, it's like
the don't believe the hype. It's one of those kind of mistakes that we're making.
It could be intentional, intentionally. Yeah, meant to mislead people.
Like today, I live like an hour away from Glastonbury, and I was going to go yesterday, but I'm going to go today. And apparently, that's where the heart chakra, the earth is right now. You walk up to the Tor. The Tor is the third eye, and that moves around the world depending on the magnetic forces.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
The 528, I promise you, not a good one.
Look, I'll tell you that immediately when I put it on. I feel something here like pulling me down. I don't know how to explain it. But I definitely feel something pulling me down.
The way I found out was because I thought it was bad. When I first initially listened to it, I was falling asleep and I thought, okay, there's something else. There's another sound here that isn't right, you know. And I was trying to look at some, you know, even in the house, even though it was dead silent, I was looking for another sound that was obviously interrupting on this frequency. And left it at that, and then played it another time, and kind of got into the bath and left it on in my room, and the people in my house were all going crazy.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. So everybody who's listening, make sure you hear well. You know, because I don't use 528, but I do, like, I often actually use 741, because a lot of times um, I try to control my astral projection, and I try to make sure that I can come back with something from my visions. So that's what I tend to use. But I would, you know, when she asked me what was the frequency for love, and I looked it up, that was, you know, that was the reason why I was thinking, okay, maybe that, you know, but that it's funny that that does correlate directly with the solar plexus. So why would, you know what I mean? Like, if anything, I would think 639 or somewhere closer to 700 would be around where love is.
Yeah, I really don't have an explanation for it. I haven't really. You know, usually, I'm like a researcher by nature, and I'll just look something up and try to get to the bottom of it. I just haven't, but I just know that it's not good. It's not DNA repairing. If anything, it would tear your DNA apart.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I really appreciate you giving. I appreciate you giving me that.
That all in with text. You know, I was like, okay, how am I gonna text all of this? And,
Right.
yeah. So yeah. Now I've told you, you can basically research it better yourself.
Understood. I've already started. I got to stop deviating from the live, but real quick, to the Legendary Club and to Mawa T's 1358. Thank you guys for stopping into the live. I don't know if you're still in here, but if you are, sending peace and love and positive vibrations your way, and I thank you so much for coming through.
You are absolutely amazing. You're like a breath of fresh air. I'm so good that you went live today. I'm so happy that you did go live.
Oh my goodness. You know, that words can't describe what that makes me feel. I appreciate you so much, honestly. Like, I do this because I want to hear these things from people. This is what I live for, right? You know, the way some people go to work and they just want to get that $1,000 check. This is my $1,000. You just gave me like $500 just now of value, because it meant so much to me to hear you say that, and to know that there is somebody who is getting that from me. Because, you know, even before I was spiritually awakened, and I think this is why I made such a good man. And when I say man, I mean that in the respect of to my woman. The reason why I think I made such a good man is because one thing that I used to say, and I've always felt since a child, probably because I grew up on love and music with my grandma, but I always felt like if you wake up every day and you're not making someone's day, then you had no purpose. Like, if you know, like if you wake up and go to sleep and nobody can say that they changed, or you didn't alter anybody's, you know, you played no role in the universe. That's my belief, you know.
All the time. All the time. It's like what you said yesterday. I think you said it's kind of like you are everything and everything you, and everyone is you. So you treat people that way. You know, you understanding. So you try to be less judgmental. You try to open your heart. You try to wear your heart. You know, I mean, we're in really crazy times, and I'm like a major researcher, you know, and I've been on the planet long enough. I've listened to hip hop forever and ever and a day, and opened my eyes way back when. But I live in like a medieval town, and I'm like completely and utterly aware of what's going on this earth right now. And it takes millions. It's gonna take millions of people like you to open people's minds and eyes.
Yep, and to raise the frequency. You know, you know how to you know there's a way to measure the frequency of the planet. Obviously, you know this because you know the center of the chakra for the earth. And I think that more of us have to do it, and this is why celebrities are put under such scrutiny. You know what I mean? Because they have the power to get a mass of people together and think positive thoughts and raise their vibration, and that's dangerous.
Under really dark circumstances, so they signed up for something that they never said. You know, there are children in their bedrooms thinking that they want to be stars because they want to be like Ariana Grande or something on TV. And unfortunately, that when they get there, the people, the powers that be, don't want you to be getting that positive message out. That's not what it's about.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's not. And I know you mentioned. I agree with you, Legendary Club. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say like they're our enemies, but we have to just understand what everybody's perspective is. They have different values. As I was saying earlier, they have different values. Like, they have to make sales. They have to keep up with the Joneses, if you will. They have to keep up with, with the facade that they entered into is. Once you enter into that celebrity realm, you can't go back to normalization because people view you a certain way. Remember that guy that was on the Cosby Show that was working in the supermarket? Are you speaking, God? It's my apology. I don't want to talk over you. Oh, but yeah,
no, it's just the mic is like when it comes up right
now. Okay, is it on my end? Is it me too, or?
I don't know. Every time you speak, it's like a huge interference. I don't know if it's like that for anyone else, but for me, I can't really hear what you say.
Can you guys in the comments? Can you let us know if you're hearing anything clearly? As I'm speaking right now, testing, 1, 2, 3. Can you guys hear me clearly? Drop some 9s, some 6s, some 3s, something just to let us know.
Perfect.
Okay, but I was saying, it's tough for them to get back to that lifestyle of normalization, because same thing with Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson hired a whole artist to design him so that he could go into public and not be noticed. They have to go to far realms to escape that life that they put in. You know what I mean? There was a guy who used to be on the Cosby Show. That we're breaking up again, I think. There's a guy who used to be on the Cosby Show. They had him working. He was working in a supermarket, and the people that were coming into the supermarket were taking pictures of him, and he couldn't even work because people were surrounding him, and I'm hearing some static. You guys hearing that too? I don't know why that's happening. Everything. Yeah, it's bad for me too. Look, as soon as we started talking celebrities, it got a little choppy for us. We said that C word. Let me do this. Let me bring you out and bring you back in and see if that helps. Is that okay? Do you mind? Oh, okay. She left. All right. So static seems to have gone away a little bit. First off, anybody that came in and I didn't give you direct appreciation and let you know that peace and love is being sent your way and positivity, I want to let you know that now, because as we were talking, a couple things popped up. I think somebody came in, a person or two. Every person who comes into this live deserves to hear me say that I send positive energy to you, love and peace to you, and I extract any positivity from you that I can get from you. Okay, so I really appreciate the fact that you are here. You need to know that. Okay. Let me see. Nah, you good. Somebody, oh yeah, Legendary Club. They work for the elite. Not one celebrity has said anything about saving the children or anything healthy. They all want us to take the vaccine. Bro, that is something that I've felt. First off, Legendary Club, I'm assuming you are male. I don't know if you aren't, and my apologies if you are not, and I'm incorrectly judging your gender. But I've always felt that way because I grew up in the hood, the ghetto, the streets, if you will. And I always wondered, like, why is it that Jay-Z got millions of dollars? Why is it that I got to look at pictures of 100 black billionaires, if you will? Oh, respect to you, God, you're a man. My apologies. But I got to look at all of these black men, if you will, in a room talking about the billionaires club, but yet I got fake food in my supermarkets. You know what I mean? I have people being killed in my area and nobody's doing anything about it. It's like these people have, if you look up the amount of money that it would take to rejuvenate a city, It's like $300 million or something. It's not really that much money in terms of projects and things. However, they walking around bragging, talking about how they got 400 mil. They on a Forbes list. I think to be on the Forbes list, you need what? You need, what is it, 400 million or more? I think is the requirement for the Forbes list. So if you on a Forbes list, there's no reason that your community should be doing horrible. New York is doing horrible. The city, you know what I mean? The bad parts, the urban areas, and Jay-Z's from New York, right? Why is that? You know what I'm saying? And I've always felt that way. So now that it's working in tandem with this whole jab that they're trying to get everybody to get, and you can see they're even doing concerts where they're offering people free tickets if they got the jab. Not only that, they are giving away free burgers. I'm pretty sure you guys saw Mayor de Blasio in New York City. He did a press conference with a burger talking about, you guys just gotta just picture the burger when you go and get. Bro, you cannot make this stuff up. He said, you guys just gotta think about the burger. You know, don't think about the needle. Think about the burger. Talking about, is it okay? And then look, he did this thing, right? And this shows you that the people he's targeting are puppets. He goes, in the middle of him chewing the burger, he goes, oh man, this burger. So, what time is it, guys? It's morning. Is it okay to eat a burger in the morning? It's okay to eat a burger. It's okay to eat burgers in the morning. I always was that one person in my family who was like the black sheep that went against everything everybody said. I was the one that, you know, when people told me you can't eat cereal for breakfast, I'm like, why can't I eat cereal for breakfast? Because that's not a breakfast food. I'm like, so you mean to tell me if it's dark outside, I can't eat cereal? Why? Who told you that? Like, I was always the guy that was like, what kind of sense does that make? I can't eat eggs because it's 3 o'clock? Why? Like, I just used to be like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, me and my lovely mother, who I haven't talked to in years, but me and my mother, you know what I mean? We used to have these scuffles, if you will, these verbal scuffles, because I would be like, yo, like, I don't understand why I can't eat breakfast right now. Like, why I can't eat certain foods. And then I used to think, well, what if they told you that spaghetti was breakfast? Would we be eating spaghetti in the morning? Where's the line of where your thoughts exist and the thoughts that everybody's telling you exist? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Somebody joined a second ago named the bitch you love to hate. Shout out to you. I'm going to still send positive vibes your way. And I'm going to let you know that I don't love to hate you. The vibes I'm getting from your name makes me feel like you might have already clicked off. But if you still in here, the bitch that you love to hate, I love to love you. And I'm sending positive energy your way. I'm sending peace and love your way. I'm sending positive vibrations your way. And I'm extracting any positivity from you that I can get from you. And I see the word love in your name. Therefore, I'm extracting that out. And I'm transmuting that hate to send it back to you positively, okay? Love you. Now, this whole thing about, let me see. Facts. Anybody in here may be the black sheep of they, yeah. Because the thing about it is, when you have these kind of thoughts, when you think for yourself, people don't like that. People like somebody who can be controlled, you know, somebody who can be predicted, somebody who's docile, you know, somebody who's ready and able to be controlled and swayed to go whatever way they want you to do. They want you to pick up your phone, open up your phone and see something and go, ooh, I want that. You know what I'm saying? The only reason people eat certain things are because they're told to, like a Snickers, right? There's nothing in your biological or physiological structure that wants a Snickers. Snickers is a bunch of chemicals put together in a lab to produce chemicals in your brain to make you think you like it. Secretions like dopamine, you know what I mean? They you know, what's the other one? Serotonin, you know what I mean? They put chemicals together that produce these things so that when you bite into it, you get that. It's no difference from somebody giving you a freaking look. Oh, look, let's use this. This is the eraser for the dry eraser board I got. Somebody give you this and tell you, ooh, you want to eat this? They drizzle some chocolate on it and then put some chemicals in it. And you go, You bite it, and then your brain starts firing off chemicals. Ooh, I like this. This is good. This tastes good. And you like, next thing you know, you eat chalkboard erasers. And then next thing you know, you in my live arguing with me about your right to eat chalkboard erasers because it tastes good to you. And this is where programming comes from, right? NY and LA is the hub place to try out their new agendas. All the blue states, actually. Wow. I'm glad. Hey, look, I live in a red state. I'm in Maryland. You know what I mean? I'm in a red state. Governor Hogan, he actually, ironically, wasn't a supporter too much of Trump, although he's red. And Governor Hogan, ironically, is actually the head of the Governors Association. So he's the governor of one of the smallest states next to Rhode Island. I think we got like 2 states that are smaller than us, Rhode Island and something else. But Governor Hogan is the governor of Maryland, the smallest state amongst the smallest states, but the head of all governors. Ain't that crazy? At least the Republican governors. They show you now the realty. Oh, they show you now how they really feel about us. They think we are fucking stupid. It's disrespectful to us. Who knows? Yeah, I agree with you, man. Like everything they're doing is spitting in your face, man. Every time I see one of these commercials where they're like, you want some free donuts from Krispy Kreme? Let us stick you with a needle. And people are like, oh, I get to get free donuts. Never in the history of governmentism, never in the history of governance has there been an act that is to better the people that is forced upon you. Never has there been a thing. Never. So why in the world would they start now? You know what I mean? And people don't seem to correlate these things. They don't relate the fact that they're trying so extra hard to convince you to do something that's for your benefit. When have they ever done that? Bro, like, it makes me so... It drops my frequency, which is why I don't really like to think about it to that degree and to that magnitude. But they are putting fake food in your supermarkets. They're allowing you to be killed on a daily basis and doing nothing about it. They're letting off police officers that are killing people on video and doing nothing about it. But you think they want to save you from getting sick. Have mercy on my soul, bro. I be like, man, you guys, I think I'm starting to insult the sheep by calling them sheep because shit, I don't know, at least the sheep control their own legs when they walk. You know what I mean? These people not even controlling their own legs. They just looking like this way. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. The manufactured chemical, the GMO versions, yes, of naturally comes out of the brain. We've been hijacked. Yeah, man. And they're poisoning the soil too, man. So even if you are eating healthy, you still are falling into the trap. You know, you just, you know, you gotta, well, I mean, you still will get some alkaline and electricity out of eating, you know, these fruits that come from the poisoned soil. However, you have to also, in addition to that, want better too. It's not like you can just eat the fruit and then everything gets better. Like you got to eat the fruit and also be able to use that electromagnetic energy that you're getting from that alkaline food you're getting to manifest better for yourself. So anybody who doesn't care about doing better for themselves, first of all, is probably not going to eat healthy to begin with. But if you do start eating healthy, let's say somebody lock you in a room and start jamming healthy food down your throat, they still may not get better because they're not going to be able to manifest better for themselves because they're not going to be able to take advantage, or they're not going to have those positive electrons to take advantage of. You know what I mean? That's where it comes from. Like people don't understand the science of where it comes from when you eat alkaline foods. And this is why they killed Dr. Sebi. When you eat alkaline foods, because alkaline is electricity and we are electrical beings. When you eat electrical foods, it intensifies your aura. It intensifies your electromagnetic field, as science calls it, because they don't understand shit that's outside of like a computer and shit. So, but it intensifies your electromagnetic field and helps you be able to attract and draw, manifest, you know, that law of attraction, that law of polarity. You become more polarized. and it increases your existence, you know, so to speak. It's the fact that the masses have been dumbed down so majorly they can openly disrespect folks like this. Yeah, should be nutty. Leaf Love says should be nutty. I haven't heard that from somebody since Philly. People in Philly I know say that. Yo, nut ass. I thought chocolate open. You thought chocolate opens the third eye. I'm sorry, Leaf Love. At least you know better now. Like, don't ever do that again. You should never be eating chocolate. Like, honestly, chocolate is chemical. You know what I mean? Now, there may be some organic version of chocolate that's made with all organic substances, but I'm not aware of one, and I just wouldn't do it anyway. You know, like, honey is good. You know what I mean? Like, I eat organic honey, and that completely replaced sugar in my diet. Like, I don't have anything in my fridge. I can go show y'all my fridge right now. I'm not going to, but I could go show y'all my fridge right now, and there's nothing that doesn't correlate with these chakra colors in my fridge, because everything that comes from the earth correlates with the chakra colors, and they correspond with that realm of your avatar's existence, right? So things that are green are good for your heart. Things that are green, celery, kale, good for your heart, right? Things that are blue, good for your third eye and throat chakra, right? Blue is well, no, purple is more your chakra, but you get what I'm saying. There's some things that borderline, you know, like blueberries, blackberries, like, you know what I mean? They kind of borderline are in this whole range, but they're high level foods. But people have to understand that those colors that come from the earth correlate with our chakras. When you eat strawberries, cherries, those correlate with your root chakra, right? Which is physical. So if you want to, you know, if you want to have strength, you want to go play basketball, cross somebody over and do all those things, you know, you want to lift weights, you want to, you know, get your root chakra up, which is physicality, lust, you know, aggressiveness, anger, emotion, all those kind of things are in your sacral and root chakra. Well, sacral is orange, so that's more so like orange bell peppers, oranges, things like that. But you can use those as a guide to your body. And if people really, you know, tap into that, you'll understand why you shouldn't be eating stuff that doesn't correlate with that. And those things were created. For instance, potatoes. A lot of people don't know you should not be eating potatoes, at least not the potatoes that are forced on you, which are inorganic and created in a lab. Rustic potatoes, the brown potatoes, those potatoes are not good for you. You should be eating yellow or I eat yellow potatoes. What's the other color? There's yellow and red, yellow and red potatoes, which are good for your root and sacral chakra, right? So if you're eating yellow and red potatoes, those are going to be good for you in terms of vitalizing you in those areas. You talking, man, needed this. I got to do better. Yeah, Leaf Love, do better. It's okay. You already doing better because you saying you got to do better. And that's 50% of resolving the issue right there. We can't, most people, because their third eye is so closed because they drinking all that fluoride water, these fluoride babies, and putting all that crap in them, they can't even reach a level of accountability to make a statement that you just made. See, we take for granted the power in our words and the things we say. When you say, she said, you talking, man, needed this, I gotta do better. You know the power in saying that? Your throat chakra wide open saying that. That's the equivalent of when you get horny and you get hard or you get wet. Your root chakra wide open or sacral chakra wide open when that happens. When you make statements like that, throat chakra wide open. That's how you open that up. And that's how you raise to your higher self. You admit things to yourself that are wrong. You say, I did this. I allowed that person to hurt me. I am responsible for what happened to me. Throat chakra splits open. And people who are on their lower self shy away from you. It burns to them. It's like the sun to people that are in their lower self. They shy away from somebody whose throat chakra is open because they operate in the throat, the sacral, the root chakra, they operate in their lower selves. So I want to send love to you for saying that, honestly. They poisoned the soil. Yeah, bro. Yeah, look it up. Look it up. Look it up. Look it up. Now, it's not everywhere. You know what I mean? That's why Bill Gates is trying to buy out all the farmers. You know, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this. He's offering like 1.5 times the amount of their crops for them to destroy it or to get rid of their crops. They just don't want them producing anything that they're not tainting. And all the crops that he has bought out already and all the farmland that he has, he's either turning it into a place that they are stashing these bodies for the reptilian consciousness to go in for what's about to happen. But that's going a little too deep, and I don't want to, but anyway, he's buying these farms and he's producing things, and he's producing GMO foods and tainting the soil so that it decreases people's chakras, because we are the universe and we are everything that exists. So if everybody is in that, we literally create our reality. That's why they have to give you bad news on television. Even the ideology that television gives bad news creates televised broadcasts that give bad news, because we create our reality and our thoughts. We have a direct connection with the sun, which provides, some of us have a direct connection with the sun that provides the universe with what it needs to create this third dimensional reality that you have around you, these walls, all this BS that you see. So nothing can exist without it being a thought first. This is quantum science, man. This is understanding everything around you. Atoms are generated based on electricity. Even thoughts are electricity that are transmuted out through you. You know what I mean? I don't want to do too much, man. But man, I'd have had a couple people come in. I'd have missed John. Listen, Johnson Malik, I missed you, bro. But listen, I want to tell you this. I'm sending love and positivity your way, man. If you still in here, first of all, thank you for being in here, even though I did not acknowledge you, and stand peace and love to you. I'm extracting any positivity from you that I can, bro. It's like meditating and still smoking. You can't stretch your lungs to the fullest capacity with smoking them. Facts. This is where I mess up too. I gotta stop smoking. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. I ain't gonna stop smoking, but I do understand or understand your perception and your understanding of it, and I don't necessarily disagree with you. I would never smoke while meditating, of course not, because that's like practically impossible. Not achieving any real goals. Like, you need full control over your breath to fully meditate. But I'm not gonna stop smoking, because smoking to me is habitual. Like, I like the act of smoking. You know what I mean? Like, I like the actual act of smoking. That's why I don't do edibles, and you know what I mean? Because it's not fun. I don't want to just, okay, I'll wait and I'll get high. Like, I like to smoke. I like to roll. It's an activity, so to speak. It's art, it's craft to me, right? But I do completely agree with what you're saying, and I'm not, discouraging anybody who is against it. No, all jokes. I be hurting myself. Got to do way better. Yeah, dark chocolate. I think dark chocolate is good. Milk chocolate is the bullshit. Anything with milk is bullshit. Milk is dairy. That's I learned that from young Pharaoh. Yeah, red peppers. I mean, it's the colors. It's not even, you know what I mean? Red peppers are red. That's your root chakra. You know what I mean? And actually, listen, peppers are one of the things that actually contain 4 different elements of your chakra, right? Peppers, because they color. Hold on for a second. Peppers, right? Here's an example of some peppers. I just want to grab some in my fridge. Just got some delivered not too long ago, right? These peppers, right? As you can see, red, root chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus. The other one that they are, there's none in here, but the other one that they are is green, heart chakra. they're only green like when they're early ripened, you know. And then you'll see some peppers, if you look at them, that are multiple colors. I don't have, you see how this one, you can see the green in it a little bit. This one's yellow, but it's kind of greenish. Peppers have, I'm gonna eat one of these, bro. I'm gonna eat one of these. Hold on for a second. Let me put this back in the fridge. Don't go nowhere. Yeah, so hey, look, I couldn't get those peppers and not eat them. But what I was gonna say is sometimes you see some peppers, they'll have multiple colors in them. So they'll have like red, orange, and yellow. Or it'll have like green, orange, and yellow, because I think the phase that it goes is green to orange. I mean green to yellow to orange to red. Wow, you know what I just realized? That's the order the goddamn chakras in. Duh. Green, yellow, orange, red. The more ripe they are, the more they change color. And it's I don't know, man. It's like when I learned this. Listen, let me tell y'all something. When I learned from Dr. Sebi, because I followed Dr. Sebi to a T. When I learned from him, I learned so much that I had to throw away everything in my house. Do you understand? Me and my goddess, we literally had bags full of food that we had to throw out. And I wasn't giving it to nobody because I'm not helping you kill yourself. No, I'm not doing that. I felt so bad, man. You know how long I've been eating oodles and noodles, man? I grew up on oodles and noodles. I grew up in the hood. I grew up on spending $1 for 8 packs of noodles and eating that shit. That was my love, man. Oodles and noodles sauce, hot sauce, boiled eggs chopped up in it with some hot dogs. Ooh. Whew. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? I come from that. So I had to throw away so much. Like I was just looking at stuff. I'm looking at the back of it. And then I realized how crazy it is that I've been eating this shit. Because I'm looking at it now. I go to the market and I'm just walking down every aisle like none of this shit is food. I don't eat anything. Like even when I eat snacks, let me show y'all one snack that I do eat. Right? Even when I eat snacks, I only eat plant-based, right? So plant-based peanut butter cookies. First of all, these are good as hell. But I don't eat anything unless it's plant-based. And even some of the plant-based stuff you have to be careful about. When you look at the back of the ingredients on the box, if you can't pronounce that shit, why are you putting that in your body? Unless you Google it and know what it is. Listen, I shower with coconut oil. That's how natural. I don't do anything that is inorganic. Point blank, period. Anything. Shit, I'm about to move out this house and live in the fucking woods. I don't believe in inorganicness. One, because morally, I believe it's going against Mother Earth and the universe will punish those. I just have to make sure that I follow that balance, right? I'm a Libra. I know about balance in that Libra scale. But you know what I mean? What killed me is I told somebody that I wash up with coconut oil. I shower with coconut oil. I do a lot with coconut oil. I mean, I oil my body with coconut oil. I wash my face and my body. I use it to cook my food. And they'll be like, you wash out with coconut oil. What the hell? Blah, 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 blah. But let me tell you two things. Number one, whatever you washing up with, look at the back of it. I bet you it say triprohycocycloglycerin, tricenarinide, or some crazy shit that you ain't never heard of. But you putting that shit on your skin. When you put stuff in your skin, you absorb that. That goes into your body. Why would you want to do that? And you know what you'll find if you look in a lot of these soaps? Coconut oil. You know what you'll find if you look in a lot of these body washes? Coconut oil. See, what you can do with a lot of stuff, because all of this stuff is inorganic, you want to understand all they're trying to do is recreate what is natural. So they have to use some natural substances. They have to have some natural influences. So you'll look at something and they have hypotripoglyceride, cyposympatine, clipoclastride, and then it'll say real small, tea tree oil. And then it goes into the next, everything. And then that way you can look through it and see what the actual natural organic substance is. And when I look at most body washes, I see coconut oil or coconut extract, something like that. Why are you putting that in there? That's because you know that's natural, and that is the actual essence of the thing you're recreating. You just put all this other shit in there so that it contaminates our mind. Look, guys, if you was commenting, that's my apologies. I haven't looked at them. Not for real, that shit goofy. I am from Philly. You from Philly, Leaf Love? How I know, right? You make money, I take money. Look, I used to love Peanut 215. I hate to directly associate that, but I had to with him. If you know who he is, you probably do. Oh, Toy Boston came in. Listen, man, I done had people come in and out. Anybody who came in here who didn't hear this, hear it now. I love you and I appreciate you for coming in here. That's regardless of what you feel and what you think about me. I do not require your love to love you. So I send you peace and love and positivity, and I extract any positivity from you that I can get. All right. Thank you so much for coming to my live. And I hope you come back. I hope you go to my page. I hope you look at my stuff. I hope you check my hashtag j.giddins. I hope you listen to my music. Some of my music is a little bit low on the chakra scale because I used to be a little different, but none of it is crazy. I ain't never make no song talking about I'm killing your grandmother, I'm robbing your grandmother, give me your shoes out your feet. I ain't never, because I never been that guy. However, I may have mentioned some things that are low in the chakra level. But anywho, I went to sleep listening to 963 hertz because of you last night, and man, did I have an experience, bro. Yeah. I typically listen to 7-4. Like I'm normally somewhere in between here, like throat chakra and throat chakra in my third eye. I do crown chakra when I'm trying to do something like speak to my ancestors or get some sort of a message. And the more you do it, the more you'll be able to retain the information. Bro, let me tell you something. I fought a dragon the other night. I fought a dragon. And before I fought the dragon, I was supposed to fight a being that was from the constellation Thanos is from. And that being, like, didn't want to fight me, or I didn't want to fight it or something. I don't know. But then I fought the dragon. Bro, I fought the dragon. We was in like a sewer. We were in like some kind of sewer type of atmosphere. Last night, a UFO, which was shaped kind of like a U. Picture me without the bottom half of my body, like this, right? It was shaped like this. It was up in the sky while I was in a supermarket parking lot, and it did one of these numbers like this, like imagine this, the UFO, and it goes and dropped down like this, and it came down into the parking lot and was shining a light on everybody, pointed the light at me, and then it flew away. A helicopter came down. Listen, the type of shit that happened in my visions when I play these things, and they all send messages. Sometimes it'll be like a person I went to high school in there. You got to know how to decipher it though, because sometimes it's just a mashup of your subconscious thoughts, and other times it's your ancestors or a cosmic being trying to communicate with you because your frequency is high enough for them to tap in with you. So you got to kind of like, just take what you meant from it. What I tend to do is if somebody pops up, so let's say I had a dream and I went to a bar called the Legendary Club. When I woke up, if I was in this live with you and I see the Legendary Club, I'm going to connect with you. Or I'm going to try to get your number and just have a conversation with you. I'm going to try to interact with you and see what message was meant for me to receive from you. I'm going to go down your page. I'm going to just, you know what I mean? Because that's what these things are for. You know what I mean? I was fighting a dragon in a sewer. If somebody came into my live and their profile picture was a dragon and a knight fighting him near a sewer cage, do you need to hear anything else? That's a sign. This, you know what I mean? This is how you communicate, not to mention numerology. So you might see certain numbers in your dreams, things like that. So I said all that to say, because y'all know I talk a lot, my bad. Anybody who came in here while I'm talking and I haven't got down to see you came in here, I love you. Peace to you. And thank you so much for joining my live. Seriously, man. I'm not one of them people who like you hop in the live and just hop out because whatever, who cares what they doing? If you hop in my live, that's a whole being here. That's a whole god or goddess here with me. That's a whole nother entity that helps control this universe that's here. I got 8 people in here right now. I have 8 beings who contribute to the creation of this universe in here with me right now. That's everything to me. So don't ever downplay that. Don't ever downplay that. Hold on. Bill Gates trying. Bro said Bill Gates trying to get punched in the face. Yeah, Raven, I would say definitely try 963 hertz. Um just just level it, pace it out, because you gotta like it may not happen the first time. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta like meditate too. Meditate to those things, meditate to those frequencies if you can. I mean, you don't have to meditate to those sounds, because the same chemicals that fire off in your pineal gland and in your mind when you hear those frequencies, you are able to reach those frequencies in yourself with your own thoughts and your stillness and your oneness with yourself. So you can reach these things. It's not like you have to. I saw that number jump up to 9. So somebody came in here. If you came in here, I'm letting you know peace, love, all of that's coming your way, baby. I'm sending positivity to you, and I'm extracting any positivity from you. As I told everybody else, every person who come in my live, you matter to me. Point blank, period. Whether I matter to you or not, I don't require your love to love you back. So thank you so much for coming in my live, and I hope that you follow me and you go down my page and you become acclimated with me, and we can join each other in this fight. You know what I mean? Now, like I said, just I would try out different frequencies too. Like depending on what your goal is, man, because you want to understand everything has a frequency. Everything has a frequency. Like even money has a frequency, as I was telling people before. Money's frequency is, I think, 183.58 or something like that. But try out different frequencies. Try out different planets' frequencies. Like for instance, the planet that I'm from is Venus, or the planet that I would have. Let me rephrase that. My ruling planet is Venus, right? Home of the Venusians, right? My ruling planet is Venus, and Venus has its own frequency. So and Venus is a planet of love. It's a planet of all male beings with loving, caring energy. And if you listen to that frequency, it tends to put you in more of a loving field. And I think that if you're trying to align with certain things, you want to choose the frequency that you align with. If you were trying to remember your past life, let's say you're trying to remember who you were in a past life, or if you're trying to astral project, you're trying to do things that require that you leave your avatar. Crown chakra. All day, baby. Crown chakra. Crown chakra. That's where you go. That's where 936. That's 963. That's where you're gonna get most of your dreaming, your visions, your seeing things, astral projection, all that kind of stuff. And eventually, once you become adept at it, you'll be able to do it on your own. I don't know how to do it on my own. I have not reached that level. Again, I'm about 4 months in. It's just I've put everything into these 4 months, and I study people. People who are adept at it, witches, warlocks. And you should not fear witches. You know what I mean? You shouldn't fear them. You know the phrase. What's the phrase? Guns don't kill people. Stupid people with guns kill people, right? Witches and warlocks don't hurt people. Stupid witches and warlocks hurt people. Okay? The ones that manifest negativity, the ones that are able to perform rituals that end up negatively impacting somebody. So I follow them sometimes because I can learn quite a bit from them, and you can learn different things about how to connect with ancestors, how to make offerings, things like that. I'm not that big on the offering piece outside of offering my love and the things that I offer to any other being, because I'm not about praising anybody. I think that devalues yourself. And I think that depreciates the innate God in you to value someone else on the level of God. I don't care if you're an ancestor. I don't care if you're a deity. I don't care what you are. I am not worshiping anybody or anything. That would never happen. Never happen. And any deity or God who disagrees with me, I will look them in their eyes and explain to them the error in their ways. That is the level I'm on. However, I will definitely have offerings. I will offer my peace, my love, the same thing that I offer to anybody else, because we all are creators in this universe. Not all of us, but I'm not going to get that deep into it. Let me go down these comments. Hold on. He doing too much, bro. You said Bill Gates doing too much, man. Bill Gates is doing too much, bro. They gave us the TV, then they gave us fake bad news. I can DM you a lot of stuff you was talking about. I feel like I need more information from what you was talking about working in the beginning. I value your reflection. I very much appreciate you, Leaf Love. Definitely, I value you as well. I'm not stopping either. Facts. I don't know what I'm not stopping either was about, Raven, because I was running my damn mouth because I talk so much. Everybody in here know that I talk too much now, right? So all of y'all can put me down in your phone as the guy that talk too much. That's me. I always been like that, man. Weed open your mind. Oh, you talking about the grass? You talking about weed? Yeah. I got you. You're not stopping smoking. Weed open your mind up, bring peace. Just know the crazy weed. Listen. The same way they have GMO foods, they have GMO weed. And the reason why weed became legal is not because they love the people so much they want to make sure that they can, medically heal themselves. Not because they love the people so much they want to make sure that they have an out to their stress. It's because they figured out a way to depreciate the value of that shit. So yeah, anything that the government allows you is not for your best interest. Like, I mean, to believe that, what did George Carlin say? The guy that they killed because he was talking too much, like many of them. To believe in the American dream. Oh, it's called the American dream because you have to be asleep to believe it. If you believe that the government has your best interest at heart, listen, you ain't never ran a business. Okay? Because the government ain't nothing but a business with about 360 million employees. And everybody who runs a business, I run a business, JGiddins LLC, established December 3rd, 2020. Everybody knows that the number one requirement of a business is to maximize profitability, period. Right? That's the requirement of a business. Maximize profitability. Any CEO, CFO, COO will tell you this. Maximize profitability, period. You will lose your job as CEO for not maximizing profitability. They will go to the board and vote you out for not maximizing profitability. It doesn't matter if somebody died behind it. It doesn't matter if you're dumping harmful chemicals into the ocean. It doesn't matter if you're putting out poisonous food. What matters is that you maximize profitability, period. So with the government, it's no different. But instead of maximizing profitability, they don't have to do that because they make the damn money. What they have to do is maximize control. And I just went up to 10, so that means somebody else joined in here. And I need everybody who comes in here to hear me say this. I value you. I send you peace and love your way and positivity, whether you love and value me or not, because I don't require your love and value shit for me to value you, okay? So I'm sending positive vibes your way, and I'm extracting any positivity from you that you give me in these comments, DMs, stories, relikes, shares, whatever you want to call them that they label it, okay? But the government's ability or the government's priority is to maximize control. So they have to keep control, because if they don't control you, you can get out of hand. Why the hell would you not want to control 350 million people? Why do you think they're trying to take your guns away? Them guns wasn't for you anyway. You know what I mean? I eat these things down to the seeds, baby. And then you're supposed to take the seeds out and keep them. I have not been doing that. That's where I fail, agriculture. We just went up to 11, baby. Power and numerology, those double numbers. Oh, we at 12. We at 12. Listen, everybody that just joined, I'm sending peace and love and happiness your way, baby. 13. We know about them 13 bloodlines. We know about them 13 colonies, right? We know that those 13, the 13, we know that number 13. I ain't too fond of that number, but look, it just dropped back down to 11. I like that. Sending positivity the way to the direction of anybody who joined since I said that last, okay? Know that I love you and I'm sending positive vibes to you, okay? But we have to really understand what the government purpose is. And once we do that, then everything will make sense and you won't have so many questions. 25 cents a pack now. Shit, I got to catch up with these comments, y'all. Hold on, let me catch up with these comments because I want to make sure I'm responding on time and accurately. Because my man said 25 cents a pack, and I can't remember what we were talking about at that time. But that's one of my next steps, getting my food right. Yeah, definitely get your food right. Follow Dr. Sebi. Just follow Dr. Sebi and just eat alkaline foods. Let me show y'all something. Hold on, let me show y'all something real quick. Print one of these out. My people on YouTube, I've been neglecting y'all because I don't only had like 3 people come into my YouTube, so I've been more focused on Instagram. But I love y'all too. Get you one of these, okay? Alkaline food chart: avocado, bell peppers, kale, arugula, tomatoes, dandelion greens, lettuce, watercress, green onions, olives, squash, cucumbers, all of those things. Make sure you keep one of these and don't put nothing in your body but this. Do that. Try it. I did it for maybe like 3 weeks straight. I put nothing in my body but this. Nothing but alkaline foods. And it'll bring you immediate results. Like you'll actually start to notice. You'll start to notice your body being different. You'll start to notice the way you think changing and all that kind of stuff. Hold on real quick, guys. To my people on YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and head out one. I'm getting near the end, okay? And I want to close this out. I love you guys. Remember to be positive, optimistic. Keep positive people in your circle. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at j.giddins the father, all right? Y'all be easy. JGiddins out.